You have now entered the Smart Zone. Welcome to the Smart Zone to all our teachers who are actually listening to the sound of my voice. This is Mama Sharice, and I am here to do a brief overview of the Smart Zone at TechSmart Learning Center. Okay, today we're going to go in and just introduce ourselves to some of the capabilities of our Moodle classroom. And when I say Moodle is actually the open source software that we are going to be learning to manipulate and use to create an online environment for our students. Okay, so today, because we've developed the SAT classroom the most, we're going to log in as the teacher Roy Lee, because I want you to see a few things that have already been done, and that we'll also be doing some of these things in your classrooms, but I'm hoping to get you guys more motivated to help us, because we also have our own learning curve with the Moodle software. So let's sign in as Roy. You're going to notice as a teacher when you sign in that it's going to automatically show you your classes. Whether you are a teacher in the class or a student in a class, all of your classes will show up. This is the same for students. If they're enrolled in more than one class, all of their classes will show up, and they can just choose the class in which they want to enter. So we're going to enter the SAT preparation online. And in the SAT course, we see that Roy Lee is the head SAT instructor. Jessica is also an instructor in the SAT who works with Roy as a writing and vocabulary teacher. And so in our online session for now, we've got this condensed because they work so closely. When you look at the above Jessica, you will see a button called Turn Editing On. This is going to be your most used button in Moodle. So let me introduce you to this. We're going to click on it. And once you click that button, you'll notice that the entire page changes, and all of a sudden there's a lot of little gadgets that show up around all of the words and pictures that we've already placed on the page. Here, where you see the man with the excuse me, with the tool, this is where you can actually excuse me this is where you can actually assign more roles to this area, where you can actually give Chanel more rights, because Chanel is going to work as your technology assistant in many cases, adding quizzes. She's actually adding more words to our dictionary, and we're going to make it very interactive through her assistance as our teacher, our online teacher assistant. The I allows us to actually hide Jessica. If it was something for some reason we wanted to hide her for a time being, we could hide that picture and come back later and turn it back on. Here is what we call a configuration button, and this is basically what you're going to click to decide what you want in the various boxes along the right hand and left hand side of the screen. And there are much more opportunities than just pictures and dictionaries, and we're going to go over those in further lessons in the future. The X, of course, is delete. You could delete this box if you want it. And the arrows will allow you to move Jessica's picture over here to where Roy is, or to move her further down, depending on how you want it to design your class. So that is a little overview of what you can do with the boxes on the side. We've decided to put our random glossary here, which basically will bring up a new word each time the student signs into the course. And also over here you will notice some of the same opportunities to move things over to the right or left, to the I to hide, to the X to delete, and you can add resources, and you can also add activities. I would like for you to take some time and explore the various links in adding activities and in adding resources. there is so much that we can do to excite our students towards further learning and actually place them on their own journey, because education is actually a process of self-discovery. So with that, I'm going to introduce you to one other button in this overview, and that is the switch role to area or button. Here you can decide what it is that you can get over. You can okay, let me change that. I want to introduce you to the switch role to, so that you can see just what it is your students will be able to do when they come in your classroom. So you can actually switch your role to the role of the student and see what your students see. And this is a good opportunity for you to make sure that you've given them access to the things they need access to, but that you haven't given them too much access. Right now we have allowed our students to be able to add their own quotes to the random dictionary entries. You could actually decide that no, that might be a little bit too much, so you can always change that by going back and returning to your normal role, and then editing just how much, turn the editing back on, and then editing just how much you want the students' rights roles to be in this random glossary entry section. So that's just a brief overview of some of the things that we will be able to do, so that you can see some of the things that you can do. Happy Moodling!